टोटल सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने यूजीसी रेगुलेशंस पे रोक लगा दी है और जो पूर्व के नियम हैं 2012 के वो लागू रहे।
Now, sir, anything on UGC guidelines that have been stayed? Sir, UGC पे Rahul, on UGC guidelines that have been stayed.
नरेंद्र भाई मोदी भारत में कभी विभेद की राजनीति नहीं की है।
दोषी बचे ना और निर्दोष के साथ अन्याय होना।
जिंदाबाद जिंदाबाद
Viewers, good evening. The lopsided UGC rules, yes, the lopsided UGC rules have been stayed. The Supreme Court has done what the government seemed unable or unwilling to do. These new rules, viewers, pushed under the guise of reform, were a recipe for chaos in campuses. The Supreme Court did not mince words. The court said that the new rules were vague and capable of being misused. The new UGC norms were like a blank check for abuse, viewers. Thank goodness for the judiciary that it saw through the smoke and mirrors and stayed the regulations. But viewers, the real scandal here is not just the flawed norms themselves. Obviously, we'll talk about it. But there is something more pressing. It's the absurd logic that the lobby has been extended. Which is this lobby that we are talking about? Lobby that championed them. The new UGC norms. And that reveals a prejudice so blatant that it beggars belief. Let me tell you how. At the heart of this fiasco is senior advocate Indira Jaising. Familiar name? Yes, a figure who should know better. Yet she said something that shreds all pretense of impartiality. Indira Jaising justified these twisted UGC rules by snidely remarking that the upper castes have bahut paisa. Bahut paisa hai inke paas. They have a lot of money. Her words, not mine. Viewers, let that sink in. What on earth does money or wealth have to do with justice? How dare she reduce complex social issues to a joke like this? Is Ms. Jaising suggesting that the wheels of justice move because of money power, because of paisa? Does she believe that those with paisa are somehow less deserving of fair treatment? That they must be penalized, stripped of rights, or made to pay in ways beyond their taxes? Viewers, what kind of advocacy is this? This is absurdity. It defies every tenet of our constitution, which says equality before the law for all, rich or poor, upper caste or lower caste or any other caste. Viewers, this mindset, I'll tell you, is insidious. It poisons the well of public discourse and turns justice into a vendetta against success. Think about it, viewers. If money decides everything, then well, deny fundamental rights to those with bahut paisa. If you have bahut paisa, then you can't go to courts. And by this logic, let's punish talent because they have bahut talent. Someone who's talented, let's make him pay for his talent. This kind of rhetoric, viewers, is a slippery slope to anarchy where personal grudges trump legal principles. And we are talking about a senior advocate, a designated senior advocate. Such remarks expose the prejudice. It makes a mockery of the legal profession. How can we trust advocates who view justice through this, lens of envy and not equity? This absurdity does not just defy logic and common sense. Viewers, it does more than that. This assaults the very foundation of our democracy. It proves that for some in this ecosystem, idea of justice has become a sick joke, a tool for settling scores rather than serving people and society. Viewers, there is something else that I must highlight. Look at that tweet on your screen. This is about political grandstanding by a BJP MP who tried to hijack credit for the Supreme Court's decision. He's claiming his posturing was the catalyst for this stay, as if the judges were merely following his lead. We're talking about Nishikant Dubey. This is classic opportunism at its worst. The court, viewers, is guided by law and evidence, not by, political bluster that we see on social media. And combine this comment by Nishikant Dubey and the comment you heard from Union Minister Giriraj Singh, this credit grabbing distracts from the real heroes of the case, the petitioners and the bench that saw through this nonsense. Will the BJP answer why did the government not put a stay on the rules? Why did it wait for the Supreme Court to intervene? Viewers, this case has exposed the toxic biases that linger in high places, biases that prioritize prejudice over principle. Whether it is the lobby or the lawmakers, they must introspect about justice and equality. It is time we expose and reject this, paisa hai nonsense and correct the narrative. Sample what has been said.
उनको क्या स्कॉलरशिप की जरूरत है? उनके पास काफी पैसे हैं, लेकिन अपकाश को प्रोटेक्शन की कौन सी जरूरत है? वही तो हमारे सर के ऊपर बैठे हैं, आप सबके सर के ऊपर वही तो बैठे हैं। कहाँ है उनके खिलाफ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन? ये किस बात का हंगामा चल रहा है? मुझे कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रही है। ये अपकास्ट का रिएक्शन है, ये अपकास्ट का रिएक्शन है।
You have to hear this again and again to believe what has been said. Let's open this up. Tushar Gupta, Vivek Srivastava ji, Dr. Rajkumar Rajan, National Spokesperson of the Rashtriya Janata Dal, Nikhil Jain, Harish Mohammad Ibrahim, Mr. C. Rajashekharan, Dr. Anand Ranganathan completes the panel. Vivek Srivastava, what is going on, sir? We'll come to the UGC rules and what happened in the Supreme Court. But what is this mindset? इनके पास बहुत पैसा है. I can't hear you. You're on mute, sir.
Yeah. I hope I'm audible. I endorse every word, every alphabet of what Indira Jaising said today. कुछ गलत नहीं कहा है. 1947 में मुल्क आजाद हुआ. And majority of the positions till the last 10 or 15 years ago have been held by the upper castes in this country. Be it member parliaments, be it the IPS, IAS, the bureaucracy, the judiciary, और बंटाधार हमने किया है. कौन सा discrimination? It is we upper caste who have been discriminating.
Mr. Vivek Srivastava, one minute. ये जो आप बोल रहे हैं ना, Vivek, ये we upper caste, you speak for yourself. Don't be an advocate for everyone, whether a senior advocate or an ordinary advocate. No, people can speak for themselves. You speak for Vivek Srivastava. अगर आपने कुछ पाप किया तो आप बोलिए मैंने पाप किया है. We मत बोलिए. I बोलिए. I.
आप बोल दीजिए फिर कि टाइम्स नाउ का एक व्यू पॉइंट है कि दलितों और बैकवर्डों के खिलाफ सेंचुरीज से कोई एट्रोसिटीज नहीं हुई. टाइम्स नाउ का प्रणेश रॉय का व्यू पॉइंट है ये आरक्षण देना बेकार की बात है. टाइम्स नाउ और प्रणेश रॉय का एक व्यू पॉइंट है that all castes have always been equal. There was no discrimination, no atrocities. सब लोग एक ही थाली में खाना खाते थे. मंदिर जाने से किसी को नहीं रोका गया. और अभी एक यादव आदमी जो कथा वाचन कर रहा था यूपी में, जिसके ऊपर मूत्र फेंका गया मनुष्य का, वो सब कुछ काल्पनिक बातें हैं. आप बोल दीजिए. आप ये भी बोल दीजिए कि टाइम्स नाउ प्रणेश रॉय का एक ओपिनियन है कि मंदिर के अंदर पुजारी बनने का स्थान सदैव से हजारों सालों से
आपकी स्पीच अगर खत्म हो गई है, मैं तो जो बोलूंगा वो बोलूंगा. आप मेरे सवाल का जवाब दे दीजिए ना. पैसे का जस्टिस से क्या मतलब है? इनके पास बहुत पैसा है, इसका क्या मतलब है? मुझे समझाइए.
आप हमेशा जो है रहे हैं पावर में. आप हमेशा पावर में रहे हैं. सत्ता आपके पास रही है. आपका किसने डिस्क्रिमिनेशन किया? मंदिर आपके हाथ में जुड़ी. और जो सदियों से वेदों के समय से जो गांव में कोर्ट लगते थे वो आपके समय में. राजा आपका, सब कुछ तो आपके हाथ में था. खेती आपकी, जमींदारी आपकी. बीजेपी गायब. कोर्ट के सामने अपना पक्ष ढंग से रखा नहीं. सरकार ने जानबूझ के बैकफुट पे आ गए. कहां है बीजेपी? आपके पैनल में फिर गायब है ना, क्योंकि एक मिलता जुलता स्टैंड लेंगे.
फॉर द बीजेपी सर, वो उस दिन भी आप पूछ रहे थे बीजेपी कहां है, अब बीजेपी नहीं है, हमने जैसे आपको बुलाया बीजेपी को भी बुलाया, बीजेपी नहीं आई, तो बीजेपी नहीं आई है, लेकिन उनके एमपीज बोल रहे हैं देखिए हमारे बोलने, हमने कहा था, रीअश्योर किया था, वो तो मैंने कह दिया, अब वो जिस दिन आएंगे उस दिन उनसे सवाल पूछा जाएगा, लेकिन अभी नहीं है। तो मुझे आप ये बताइए पैसा माइंडसेट क्या है, बहुत पैसा, हाउ डज दिस वर्क निखिल? इफ समवन हैज, यू नो, यू आर एन एडवोकेट, इफ समवन हैज बहुत पैसा, should they not even try to get justice?
Pranesh, in a fair system, whether the rich or the poor, everybody should stand equal and money should not matter. And I hope you remember this the next time you say कि opposition ने 25 लाख रुपए वाले वकील खड़े करे, 1 करोड़ वाले वकील खड़े करे, but I'm not here to discuss on the statement of an individual who's neither in power nor is a public representative. Let's look at what is happening exactly. The government brings out a set of rules, claims that the objective and intention is to prevent discrimination against the OBCs, but they don't have the ball, they don't have the courage to come on television debates and defend it. Every time we are discussing this topic, I don't see a BJP spokesperson on the debate, despite your show being one of the highest rated shows in the country. Why is that? We all need to ask that question. And I'll tell you why this entire controversy is stirring up right now. Because the census has been announced. There is no question for counting the OBCs, which is in contravention to what the Prime Minister announced in April last year. That
one minute. This question about the BJP is fine, but that is for the BJP to answer. Now everybody can see there is no BJP spokesperson, but answer my question. What has money got to do with justice? बहुत पैसा है मतलब क्या होता है?
No. Why should I talk about the statement of an individual who's neither in power nor a public representative? I would rather hold my government.
She is part of your fraternity. She is part of your fraternity. At least take a position. If you 1 minute, sir, 8 minute. आप लोग जो बार-बार हिटलर के बारे में बात करते हैं, is Hitler even alive? Forget him being in power. हिटलर के भी बारे में बात मत कीजिए. सावरकर तो गाली देते, is he alive? Nikhil, what kind of logic are you presenting? You don't have to, be better than Indira Jaising.
Use Hitler as a metaphor for.
Listen to me. When someone says, बहुत पैसा है इनके पास, it is like the RJD spokesperson saying, इनको तो फंसाएंगे, इनको फंसाना है. Something like this. What is this mindset? बहुत पैसा है.
No. Pranesh, whatever that mindset is, yes, she is a member of my fraternity, a senior member of my fraternity, but that doesn't mean that I have to agree and echo every view that she puts forth.
You don't have to necessarily agree. You can disagree. You can say that, this is absurd. You can say that.
No, why do you want to force me to say that? I am not concerned with the statement because it doesn't really matter. It's not in the government.
Mr. Rajshekharan, you are an advocate, sir. What does Indira Jaising mean when she says इनके पास बहुत पैसा है?
Good evening, Pranesh. I totally endorse senior advocate Ms. Indira Jaising's views because she her point of view was very correct with regard to the today's stay from the Honorable Supreme Court, because the panel has Mr. Anand Ranganathan, the rich person, and the panel has Rajesh Shekharan, the poor person. This is a straight analogy I can tell you.
How have you decided, sir, rich and poor? Ranganathan is rich and Rajesh Shekharan is poor. Ye kaise? How have you arrived at this consensus? Do you have the bank statement of Dr. Ranganathan?
See, I have given you the answer. That is the analogy she means. People who have money, connections, and sitting at top are well settled and they know what they want and they are there. People like me are underprivileged and we are working, and still people like us, the OBCs.
I'll tell you, sir. Let me help you. Let me help you. देखिए वो बोल रहे हैं take a bow. वो आपको नीचे बैठने नहीं बोल रहे हैं. वो बोल रहे हैं कि I salute your logic. Now, Dr. Ranganathan, you will be on mute क्योंकि आपके पास बहुत पैसा है. You will have to listen to the so-called poor people. ये आपकी punishment है. No, 1 minute. Mr. Rajshekharan, 1 minute. Now, 1 minute, sir. Now you will say, देखिए विवेक श्रीवास्तव वो भी इतने कम पैसा है उनके पास कि उनको हंसी आ रही है. वो भी बहुत गरीब है. अब आप बोलेंगे, 1 minute, Mr. Rajshekharan, you will say that Dr. Ranganathan is in the upper window. I am in the lower panel. So he is rich, I am poor. Sir, why are we doing this, to the people who watch our debates? Why? You are an advocate. Do you not charge money from people?
Pranesh, please understand, not in the literal sense of paisa. See, Anand Ranganathan has all the power, connections, influence, and above that can be equated to paisa.
No, but how? No.
Nothing.
But sir, is there a clause? 1 minute, sir. Mr. Rajshekharan, is there a clause in the constitution that says people who have power, access, paisa, everything, who have 10 cars, that they should not be allowed a chance at justice? Is there a clause? So you tell me the page number, and then maybe I can school myself. Please.
You wanted the definition for the people who have paisa. Paisa means not the literal sense of money or 10 cars, 10 bungalows.
Okay. Paisa means something else. So everything that the ecosystem says is a metaphor. Now, if I go to Mr. Rajan, last, he will say, मैं गरीब हूं, इसीलिए आप मुझ पे आए नहीं. इसीलिए मैंने सबसे पहले किससे शुरू किया? The communist on the panel, Vivek Srivastava. उनके पास तो बहुत पैसा होना चाहिए. I started with him. Then I went to Nikhil Jain. If that is, any standard of judging people who have paisa. Dr. Ranganathan, आपका नाम बार बार लिया जा रहा है. पहले तो क्लैरिफाई कीजिए कि आपके पास पैसा है कितना, कहां से आया, and why do you even need, courts for justice?
No, Mr. Rajshekharan is right in one respect when he says I am rich and he is poor. He probably means logic and rationale. No, but look, let's come to the topic and let's leave all these unintelligent and unintelligible comments aside. I welcome, Pranesh, the Supreme Court stay on the UGC equity regulations. I would like to thank the amazing people who petitioned the Supreme Court to get this verdict. Notable among them, Sanjay Dikshit, Rahul Diwan and Vishnu Jain, and of course, so many others who over the past week have kept the flame of free speech and dissent on this issue burning. Notable among them, Ajit Bharti and J. Sai Deepika and Anuradha. These are the people who are representing a billion of us. When those who are elected to represent a billion of us are hiding somewhere, fearful of fighting injustice. As I had explained to you a week ago, the UGC equity regulations are unjust and must be revised because, number one, caste discrimination victim definition excludes general category. Number two, equity committee composition excludes mention of general category. And number three, there is no provision for punishing false complaints. So while I welcome the Supreme Court stay, I humbly disagree with the Supreme Court when it labels the offending clause as vague. I'm sorry, sir. There was nothing vague about the way in which the clause defined who are going to be the victims of caste discrimination. The general category were spitefully, speciously, perhaps deliberately kept out of this ambit. Pranesh, any law must ensure that it gives justice to everyone, not just to a few. Yes, there is discrimination, of course. Yes, there is injustice, but a law that counters them should not be discriminatory, should not be unjust. And when the education minister, under whose tutelage these laws were promulgated, assured us 2 days ago that this law will not be misused, he was right. Because a good law can be misused. You cannot misuse a bad law. You can only use it. And vested interests are going to use this bad law for their ulterior motives. Already, some spokespersons and activists were advocating slapping fake complaints on general category students to trap them. And as for Indra Jaisingh's deranged statements, remember the tens of thousands of fake cases filed using the SC/ST Act? Remember Pooja Rawat now rotting in jail for slapping 29 fake cases using SC/ST Act? And now the new UGC equity regulations would have perpetuated the same. Pranesh, 30 seconds. I am for such a law. I don't believe it is needless to bring it because the cases are so few. Laws must not be made on the basis of victim numbers, Pranesh. Even one case of injustice merits bringing in the law. But as Martin Luther King said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice anywhere. It is necessary to correct injustice, but it cannot be corrected by reapplying it. Punishing innocent people for the sins they did not themselves commit is not correcting injustice, Pranesh. It is continuing it in its most violent and retributive form. Just 10 seconds. UGC equity laws are an injustice happening on campuses, which will become a threat to justice happening in the country. I repeat, make this law caste and community agnostic so that any community member facing caste discrimination can use it. Any community member versed with caste discrimination can adjudicate it, and any community member misusing it can face punitive action.
Okay.
Just make these 3 changes and the bad law will transform into a good law. The question is, can the government gulp down its stupidity and ego and do it?
Well, for that, somebody from the BJP needs to come and take those questions. At the moment, we don't have that privilege. Vivek Srivastava ji, I'm coming to you, but Dr. Ranganathan, by speaking so much and by talking sense, you've proven to the ecosystem, or you've proven the ecosystem right कि आपके पास बहुत पैसा है, समय भी ज्यादा मिला आपको. Wait for Harish Ibrahim, he will say something along this line. Yes, sir.
Of course, this incorrigible mindset is appalling. First of all the 3 speakers before Dr. Ranganathan have been interrupted continuously, and the privilege you given to Mr. Anand Ranganathan says it all. Whether the UGC guidelines of equity should be accepted or not. Pranesh, give me 1 minute of uninterrupted, as like you kept mum for Mr. Anand Ranganathan. Please do the same to listen the other facts as well without any interruption. Having said that, who killed Vemula? Who killed Rahul Vemula? Who killed Payal? Who killed Madam Fatima in IIT Madras? Whether anywhere across India, whether there is any kind of caste discrimination against the upper class have been reported anywhere, you haven't heard anywhere. And you are saying that the law will be used against. Mr. Anand Ranganathan is saying, how does the UAPA is not used against the innocent? How come the PMLA is not used against the innocent? Whether you can do the same thing for this? How come you are narrating all this equivalent? How come and prevailing, stating that the colleges and the universities should treat equal, stating this simple fact is offensive to all the so-called upper class, where the 2000 years of history tells that the OBC, SC, ST of this country have been discriminated in the basis of caste, creed and religion. And for that example, I'm saying it again, who killed Vemula, who killed Payal, and who killed Fatima of IIT Madras? The same discrimination, the same caste oppression, the same religious oppression. Would you mind that? Would you mind that answering? You won't, because the so-called upper class need all kind of scrutiny, all kind of cushion. You know what? 33 members of the judges in Supreme Court, almost 20 of them belongs to the upper class, which means almost 66%. And when you have the collegium like this, these kind of rulings, which even a simple fact of asking the equity should prevail, will be a boredom for them.
Mr. Harish Ibrahim, you see, now listen to how wrong you've been. Listen to this. You spoke about UAPA. Pull out the UAPA. 1 minute, sir. 1 minute. Sun lijiye. So don't get one. Calm down. Listen to me. I was not talking when you were talking. Listen to me. Pull out the UAPA law. Tell me, where does it say that this law applies more to one caste or people from one community? Nikaliye, take out that page, that clause. You can take help from the 3 speakers you were, cheering. Vivek Srivastava ji, all stalwarts, Nikhil Jain, Mr. Rajashekharan. Ask them for help. Now, the second, you were talking about Rahul Vemula. Before you take up a cause for someone, at least get the name right. Now, I can understand a slip of tongue, but the name is Rohit Vemula. You said Rahul Vemula, but that's okay. I will let that pass, sir. It's okay. Then, 1 minute. I'm not done, Mr. Ibrahim. Listen to me. Now you have a problem with the composition of the Supreme Court judges, right? Why are you in alliance with the Congress party that has run this country for 6-7 decades? What did they do? Just tell them that we will pull out of the snap ties with you. Nothing to do with the Congress party. Put it in your manifesto. The so-called, your national partner. Tell them to put this in their manifesto that let's have a quota for judges in Supreme Court also. Okay? There are others who haven't spoken. Now think of these three questions. Dr. Ranganathan, you're putting me in a spot. If I let you in now, they will say, paisa hai, money power dominates. Boliye.
No, yeah, because I'm privileged, I must snatch 10 seconds off you. You know, there is a reason why people are advocating that Madrasa education is bad for the intellect of this country. The previous panelist says that, what about UAPA? Is there a clause in UAPA that says only those people will be considered terrorists who come from the Hindu community or the Muslim community?
I've asked him to take help from others also. But Tushar, what have we heard so far? We've heard a RJD spokesperson say, हाँ इनको फंसाएंगे, we will frame them, or you know, whatever it translates into. And now Indira Jaising backing the lopsided UGC norms makes it about बहुत पैसा. If you have बहुत पैसा, you deserve to be in jail.
You know, all the people who today are sitting on this panel and are saying that we echo the sentiments of Indira Jaising, I request, I urge, I wish that you are slapped a fake case of caste discrimination and then you feel what people may feel from a certain category. I really wish that you are slapped a fake case in your name of caste discrimination. ये विवेक श्रीवास्तव जी जो बोल रहे हैं ना, बहुत पैसा, बहुत कनेक्शन, एक फेक केस हो जाए इन पे, देखते कितना इनका कनेक्शन इनको हेल्प करेगा. See, Rajendra Chandrasekhar is making one fundamental mistake which all commentators outraging on Twitter did. They assumed that the perpetrators would only be from the general category. Pradesh, we were debating this 2 days ago, and I said that, you know, the RJD spokesperson did us all a great favor when she said, let's slap fake cases against the upper class category, because she showed her intent where she could weaponize the guidelines against a certain category to further their political agenda, right? And that was the scope of the RJD spokesperson's intent. Now, over here, the court took a serious, overview of the guidelines and said one simple thing. What if a member of the SC community abuses a member of another SC community? What if the dispute is between two different members of an OBC community? What if it happens between two members of a tribal community? The whole agenda of these guidelines was to create caste cartels. As I said 2 days ago on your very show, caste cartels, which would have resonated on the electoral booths, on the ballot box, which would have led to minority consolidation, majority division, and that would have been the end of the BJP. Please understand, these guidelines were not about general category versus the rest of the caste. It was caste versus caste, Hindu versus Hindu. That was the intent. And today, people sitting on the panel are disappointed, especially the ones who are echoing the sentiment of Indira Jaising, because now they cannot have Hindu versus Hindu. But one final thing, Pranesh. The state has no business ensuring equity of outcomes. The state can only ensure equity of opportunity, which it does through reservations. It has no business ensuring equities of outcome and inclusion. And again, all of us must thank the RJD spokesperson because she made her intent clear and of the party that we would slap fake cases against people from the upper class category.
Why just the RJD spokesperson? Tushar, you must thank Indira Jaising also if you don't want to end up in jail. She's told you what to do. Donate all your money. She runs some NGO, or, other people of the ecosystem have NGOs, going for them. Usme paisa dal dijiye. Get rid of the money, you are safe. डॉक्टर राजन, ये क्या बयान है सर? पहले आपके नेता ने कहा कि हाँ इनको फंसाना जाना चाहिए, फंसाया जाना चाहिए. अब ये इंदिरा जयसिंह कह रही हैं कि इनके पास बहुत पैसा है.
प्रणेश जी, देखिए, भारतीय सामाजिक व्यवस्था में जाति को नकारा नहीं जा सकता है. अगर जाति की बात करते हैं और यूजीसी एक्ट पर आप विमर्श कर रहे हैं, तो यह समझने की जरूरत है कि जो पैसा की बात की जा रही है उसके पीछे का तर्क क्या है. यह तो सच्चाई है कि 85% जनता के पास देश का सबसे मिनिमम संसाधन है, 15% संसाधन भी नहीं है. और 15% जो आम जनता है, जो सवर्ण कहे जाते हैं, उनके पास 85% देश के हिस्सा और संपदा है उनके पास. तो पैसा सिर्फ पैसा नहीं है, शक्ति, सामर्थ्य,
एक मिनट. ये जो आप बोल रहे हैं कि इनके पास इतनी रिसोर्सेज हैं, तो क्या आप चाहते हैं कि वो हो जाए जो राहुल गांधी कहते हैं, जितनी आबादी उतना हक, और जितनी आबादी उतना न्याय, जितनी आबादी उतने राइट्स? मुझे एक बात बताइए, दिस क्वेश्चन इज फॉर एवरीबॉडी. everyone on the panel, Vivek Srivastava ji, aap bhi, I want an answer from you. By this logic that you are defending, twisted logic, I must add, did Nehru become India's first unelected prime minister because of paisa? Aap bataiye, and will the Congress party answer for that? Why did Nehru become, of all people, the first prime minister? किसी कम पैसे वाले को बना देना चाहिए?
नहीं, it is, देखिए, see, now you are misquoting Indira Jaising, you are misrepresenting her, and you are trying to not understand what she is saying. It was a fight between unequals. आप पेरियर को नहीं मानते.
अभी बोल रहे थे मिस्टर राजशेखरन, रिसोर्सेज एक्सेट्रा, वो उन्होंने तो बता दिया ना, पैसा मतलब मेटाफर. अभी तो उन्होंने बोला.
बात सुनिए, जब मंडल कमीशन आया था तब भी ये डिबेट हुई थी.
लेट्स गो बिफोर मंडल ना सर. आपको मंडल पे तो बाद में आएंगे. लेट्स स्टार्ट विद 1947. हाउ डिड नेहरू बिकम द प्राइम मिनिस्टर? बिकॉज ऑफ पैसा?
स्ट्रगल गांधी जी लड़ रहे थे.
मुझे एक बात बताइए सर, 1 मिनट, मुझे एक बात बताइए ना. आप लोग, you know, all of you are champions of logic and common sense, okay? Everyone else is a fool. You tell me, how did Nehru become the first unelected prime minister? Because of paisa? How is Mahatma Gandhi's photo on the paisa? Because Mahatma Gandhi had a lot of paisa. Now apply this twisted logic to everything that we've been taught in school and everything around us. Is the airport named after Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi, everyone else because they had money? बताइए, just think of how absurd this gets.
प्राइम मिनिस्टर बने, चाहे राजीव गांधी हो, इंदिरा गांधी हो, चाहे नमूद्रीपाल चीफ मिनिस्टर बने, ज्योति बसु बने, ये इसलिए बने क्योंकि देश के बैकवर्ड और दलितों ने इनकी पॉलिसीज को समझा और इनको समर्थन दिया.
तो 70 इयर्स में क्या किया है सर? क्या इक्विटी लाई है कांग्रेस पार्टी? बताइए, what has the Congress done to bring about that change that you are lamenting, that there is so much of discrimination? What did the Congress do? You tell me, think of it, Dr. Ranganathan. But before you know, I must go to Mr. Rajshekharan. Sir, 8 minutes. Yes, sir. Please go ahead. Sorry.
Say, Pranesh, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who drafted the Constitution, had categorically said there is no time limit, there is no evidence. Some people, now the people like Anand Ranganathan started to insinuate and say that he fixed time limit of 10 years, which is a farce. That is untrue. The fact of the matter is, he said, unless and until the Dalits, the most backward, the backward, reach the level of equality, then you can think about it. Today, we are in a situation, no, I'll tell you, we are in a situation where the Dalits, minorities, and the backward are still underprivileged and suffering. And
so where is who's, no, 1 minute, but who is denying that they are suffering, that there is discrimination? Who is denying what Harish Ibrahim is saying? I am not saying there is no discrimination. I am not saying don't give them justice. All I am saying is that in name of, ending discrimination and ensuring justice, don't punish people who don't deserve to be punished. Don't do this reverse discrimination. Dr. Ranganathan, he has a fact check for you.
No, I mean, how many times will I fact check these people? There is a conveyor belt where you keep on bringing them. Now he says Dr. Ambedkar did not say this. I was quoting the Chief Justice of India and the grandson of Ambedkar, who reiterated that Dr. Ambedkar in the Constituent Assembly debates wanted aid specifically targeted and also for a limited period of 10 years. Now, there is no point because I don't know, he calls himself a lawyer. I hope his clients are not watching this show live because tomorrow they will go in front of the judge and say, my lord, we'll fight our cases ourselves. We don't want this pedestrian, mediocre guy to be our lawyer. And as far as Vivek Srivastava is taunting us, you don't respect Periyar. Let me now quote someone who respected Periyar. People like Periyar belong in a lunatic asylum. He should be thrown there and the key thrown away. Who said this? Jawaharlal Nehru.
So there was context. He will say there was some context. Listen to him. He will tell you there was a context. बोलिए विवेक श्रीवास्तव जी.
देखिए अब फिर से आप मिसकोट कर रहे हैं. आपको ये भी नहीं मालूम है कि पेरियार ने देश के लिए क्या किया.
अच्छा, वो कुछ बोल रहे हैं. He is not done. Listen to the doctor.
I'm not done. विवेक सुन लो, एक बार सुन लो. आप पे नहीं आ रहा. आपसे मैं I've finished with you. As far as the RJD spokesperson is concerned, जो कि पैसे की बात कर रहे हैं, 2009 में लालू जी का पब्लिश्ड एफिडेविट था जो 3.2 करोड़ कह रहा था. उसमें पता नहीं चारा का कितना पैसा था, वो मैं काउंट भी नहीं कर रहा. इमूवेबल एसेट्स की बात कर रहा हूं, चारा तो मूवेबल एसेट है. 3.2 करोड़ था लालू का 2009 में. 16 साल बीत चुके हैं और आपकी ये हिम्मत कि आप औरों को रिच और पुअर डिक्लेयर कर रहे हैं, पहले वो पैसा को डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करिए अगर हिम्मत है तो।
Vivek Srivastava, no, tell me, no, be specific. Is that quote of Jawaharlal Nehru about Periyar wrong?
It was in a different context when Periyar said that we cannot remain with this nation. As far as the caste struggle is concerned, he went to USSR, stayed there for months, studied the model of equality, came back to India.
Sir, why are you running to USSR? मैं तो यहीं की यहाँ सवाल पूछ रहा हूं. अब आपको USSR भी लाना है, but you will not answer my question. Mr. Rajshekharan.
Anand Ranganathan is suffering from selective amnesia. He is intellectually bankrupt. I'm sorry to say this. I'm not making
one minute. No, he is intellectually bankrupt, but he has a lot of financial, what do you say, cushion. बहुत पैसा बहुत है, लेकिन intellectual bankruptcy है.
That is the problem. See, I'm not meaning see, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar said so many things. He is selectively making some observations, some discussion points, and making it as a rule. Exception doesn't become rule.
Mr. Rajshekharan, 1 minute, sir. No, I understand the outrage. It is because you don't have answers. आ रहा हूं डॉक्टर रंगनाथन, 1 मिनट, ये 1 मिनट सर, मेरे पास भी थोड़े से हैं, मैं भी सवाल पूछ लेता हूं. ओके, बोलिए सर, आपके पास ज्यादा.
I'm saying, yes, I have been alleged to be intellectually bankrupt and I am rich, so I should be in DMK.
Mr. Rajshekharan, 1 minute, sir. Answer my question, sir. How did Nehru become the prime minister? Because he had a lot of money. पैसा था.
This is the problem. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru fought for the nation. He fought against.
What were the others doing? No, 1 minute. When Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was fighting, what were the others doing? Clapping, cheering. What were the others doing? What were the others doing? TV debates. No, you answer this question. What is this?
Father of the nation.
Nehru alone fought for India's independence.
No, see, come on.
What was Sardar Patel doing when Nehru was fighting the British? No, 1 minute. You tell me, sir. You tell me.
Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, the stalwart, the leaders, they fought. What did the Sangh Parivar do? You answer. What did Anand Ranganathan's ancestors do?
Why are you obsessed about Anand Ranganathan? I understand he has a lot of money. But sir, why are you going after him? Let's talk about, the fundamentals. If you don't answer my question, you stand exposed, Mr. Rajshekharan, because Vivek Srivastava knows the answer, but he will not answer. Nehru became the first prime minister because of paisa, he will never say. Nikhil, you want to attempt that question?
Pranesh, can I please answer? Absolutely, Pranesh. Nobody is saying that Nehru became the first prime minister because of paisa. He became the first prime minister because of his unmatched contribution towards the freedom struggle and his being the best choice for the building of a nation.
But who made this best choice? 1 minute. Ambedkar was not the best choice. Was he the second best, third best? Or he was not the best? So much so that you did not even, think that he was fit enough to get a Bharat Ratna for so long. Nikhil?
Ambedkar did. But why are we talking about this?
Because you are defending this absurd logic. बहुत पैसा है. Tushar, why are we talking about this now? If you ask them a question based on their logic, they will say you're, stretching this too much.
See, all of them who today are talking about the UGC guidelines and upper caste having a lot of money are somewhere upset that the Supreme Court has stayed this policy wokeism. They wanted the chaos to continue. They wanted the guidelines to stay because the guidelines were a way for them to divide up the Hindu vote and further their political agenda. Nikhil Jain, a couple of days, was against the guidelines, not knowing that NSUI was supporting the guidelines. His own party was supporting the guidelines. And mind you, we don't have a Congress spokesperson here, right? So all these people today who are angry with the stay wanted the guidelines to further their political agenda. Just that one of the spokespersons of the RJD was foolish enough to convey her intent.
No, Nikhil Jain does not even know the color of the wall behind him. So, let's not go there. वो छोड़ दीजिए. 1 minute. विवेक श्रीवास्तव जी, आप हंस क्यों रहे हैं सर?
मैं इसलिए हंस रहा हूं सर कि आपको पता नहीं चला कि 70 साल में जो अंबेडकर पेरियार का योगदान है उससे हुआ क्या. मैं बताता हूं क्या हुआ.
नहीं, मत बताइए. वो नेहरू जी बता गए. अभी डॉक्टर रंगनाथन ने वो कोट पढ़ दिया ना, वो मत बताइए. आप मुझे ये बताइए, पैसे वाला लॉजिक जो है, इससे हटने नहीं दूंगा सर. इससे बताइए आपके पास. या तो अपना बैलेंस शीट दिखाइए कि बहुत पैसा है तो यू कैन देन बी एग्जेम्प्ट. यू टेल मी, सर आप तो मार्क्स और विजयन दोनों को एक ही जगह रखते हैं. योर चीफ मिनिस्टर इन केरला, Adani, Gautam Adani is one individual who has money. Why does Mr. Vijayan share stage with him? बताइए. Perpetuating injustice.
डिबेट में पहले भी कहा था, वो कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी है, वहां पे आओ, पैसा लगाओ, राज्य को डेवलप करो. 19-20 किया तो पट्टा बांध के घुमा देंगे. ये सब
ये देखिए विवेक श्रीवास्तव, ऐसे मत कीजिए.
कर रहा हूं मैं.
This is not right.
है लॉजिक है, ये
लॉजिक नहीं है सर. Please don't resort to this, please. Harish Ibrahim wants to come in.
Yes, of course. First of all, Mr. Anand Ranganathan is claiming that a personal attack, saying that I have come from a madrasa schooling. First of all, better than his regressive thought process, wherever he got the schooling, let his personal attack stays with him. I condemn that in first place. Secondly, coming to the point that he wants to join the DMK, stating that Periyar doesn't treat equal, because he was the only stalwart across India, a person who want to make sure the equal rights have to be given to each and every one of them.
But Harish,
not even for the OBCs,
no, but Harish,
and STs.
Can you dispute? No. Can you dispute what Dr. Ranganathan said about the quote that he read out? The quote from Nehru about Periyar. Can you dispute that? Do you think he is lying, making things up?
Of course it is not.
Okay.
No.
Dr. Ranganathan, आप झूठ बोल रहे हैं.
My God, I mean, this is just unbelievable. I mean, can I please? I mean, this is the problem in this country, that you don't realize that. 1 second. Can I please quote verbatim now? Please give me 20 seconds. Quote, whatever Periyar says can only be said by a criminal or a lunatic. Let him be put in a lunatic asylum and his perverted mind treated there, unquote. Jawaharlal Nehru to K. Kamraj on 5th November 1957. And you can fold this thing up and you can put it, Harish, wherever you want to put it.
Okay, but Dr. Ranganathan, before this you said, oh my God, for an atheist like you to invoke God when you're in trouble, that is a commentary in itself. But let's shift our attention a little bit. Let's stay with this panel that we have.